Hello, everybody. Captain Marty Brill here on Wednesday, December the 3rd. We just got through a windy day yesterday with not a whole lot going on, but we did have some fishing going on Monday that was very good. I'll be right back to bring you up to date, so don't go anywhere.
Surrounded by water, Currituck and the people of the Outer Banks have been shaped and defined by its rich and coastal maritime history. The Currituck Maritime Museum tells the story of Currituck's boat-building forefathers, their remarkable craft, and the legacy they left behind on how to live life and thrive on the waters of the Outer Banks. Discover the Maritime Museum in historic Corolla Park, across the street from the Currituck Beach Lighthouse, and visit us online at CurrituckMaritimeMuseum.com. Be a part of the local history at the Currituck Maritime Museum. When it comes to general maintenance or major modifications on your diesel vehicle, look no further than Wanchi's Off-Road Diesel Performance in Kill Devil Hills. Master mechanic Ryan Walker developed the plan for having his own auto shop over 20 years ago, and today he owns the premium diesel performance powerhouse of the Outer Banks. To have him and his crew take a look under your hood, give him a call today at 252-715-0025 or find him on social media. Wanchi's Off-Road Diesel Performance, the diesel performance powerhouse of the Outer Banks.
So yesterday was pretty much a washout, literally. A lot of rain, quite a bit of wind, and we really just don't have much to report. There was a little bit of a sea mullet bite down on Hatteras Island, so we know that. But the news was from Monday. I don't know if you may be aware, but there's a big headboat in Hatteras. It's called the Miss Hatteras. They went out and filled the dock with big king mackerel live baiting. Just a really, when I say fill the dock, it's a long dock. And I don't know how many of them they laid out there, but they go out there and they catch them on live bait. And I heard it was crazy good, really good. And we've been watching the charter boats. The 6-passenger boats have been doing that all week, all last week, when the weather permits. But I'm going to tell you something, that's a lot of fun. As far as a strike and a fun fish to catch, the king mackerel is hard to beat. They run off really fast, and some of these were some big kings. It looked like some of them were up and over 30 pounds. So really good. And they also had some blackfin tuna. The boats down there been doing real well on blackfin tuna in their catches. Having said all that, we move on to Oregon Inlet, and I just can't find much. There really hasn't been much of anybody out over the last few days. The Hatteras fleet has snuck out. The Oregon Inlet fleet, there may have been somebody go out, but when I called different captains in the fleet, nobody was aware of it. So we'll have to give them a pass. They were also having good blackfin tuna fishing when they could get out, and I don't have much doubt that will continue when the weather permits and they can get out there and do that. So it's been a real good year for offshore fishing. I don't want to waste airtime just talking about what wasn't. So we'll move on to the surf and pier fishing. And that also pretty slow yesterday in the middle of the rain. A few people were out on Jeanette's Pier fishing. Fishing was very slow. There was one or two bluefish on the last report I got. Water temperatures 54 degrees. Air temperatures were 60 degrees. And a lot of the piers are closed now or closed with limited hours. So you want to be sure to do your research on that. In the surf, there's still very good sea mullet fishing down on Hatteras Island, and that continues. Coolers full of sea mullet. When the weather calms down a little bit, it gets really good on boats. Fish bites seem to be really popular. That's a synthetic bait. Also, there have been a few black drum and a few red drum, but just really not much yesterday. More of that, again, was on Monday. So what happens? We'll get back to fishing. If the weather will calm down a little bit, we should have a really good week in the surf. And sea mullet bite is one of the most popular bites of the year, especially, when you can go down there and get a cooler full. They're really, really good eating. Most of the locals consider that to be the best eating fish from the surf. So keep that in mind. Some would say pompano, but as far as what we're able to catch this time of year, we got to give the vote to the sea mullet. We'll take a little break, and I'll be right back with the Backcountry Report.
Hey y'all, Captain Marty here to tell you that when my friends are in the market for a new boat engine or repair, I send them to the best, and that's at Ratcliffe Marine in Belhaven. Ratcliffe Marine is your official Yamaha outboard dealer. Yamaha motors are designed to get you on the water fast and get you back to the dock whenever you're ready. Ratcliffe Marine is also the largest repower center in North Carolina. So when you're in the market for a new motor or need your Yamaha service, go to Ratcliffe Marine, 865 Highway 264 in Belhaven.
All right, in the Backcountry Report, not much going on. Again, yesterday was a quiet day. There's been a good speckled trout bite in the sound. We've been talking about it every day. A lot of our guided boats are doing well with that, whether they come out of the backside of Hatteras Village or whether they come out of Swan Quarter, Englehard, over this way somewhere in Hyde County. But there's still plenty of speckled trout to be caught. Really good. There's still some small drum to be caught. It seems like that fishery has separated itself a little bit, where maybe the trout are in one area and the drum bite is really secondary to the trout bite right now. But things are slowing down. It's the time of year we can expect that. We had some other stuff going on as we wound up last week. We had a pretty good largemouth bass bite over on Highway 64, 264 in the canals. We've got a decent rockfish bite in the Mans Harbor area, but it's not holding a lot of interest because the season's still closed. So I do know I have friends up in Chesapeake Bay, and they're able to keep whatever they keep, but they can keep one anyway. And their bite up there is good as well. So we'll just have to take it for what it is and start thinking about Christmas shopping. I mean, things slow down. And we certainly, if you had to look at the reports and what we've done since Easter, I don't think you're going to find much complaints. If you remember, after the cold stun event we had where all the trout died last winter, or not all of the trout, obviously, but a lot of trout died, people were very, very concerned. But I'd say the speckled trout bite has recovered nicely from everything that I can see, and that's very good news. So we go into this winter looking and hoping and sharpening our hooks. A lot of people traveling to fish. Wow, I just saw them load up a ship to take a bunch of these big sport fishing boats all the way over to the Pacific Ocean, to Costa Rica mostly. Los Baños is one place, but some of them are going up to Cabo. And it's just amazing that our fleet of boats is traveling to a different ocean. Man, when I was coming through, if you went to the Bahamas, that was exotic. Then all the Mexico fishing became really good. And for years, boats went down there. But now they're going through the Panama Canal and fishing over on the Pacific side for Pacific sailfish, black marlin, blue marlin, and everything else under the sun. And it's not uncommon to have some really phenomenal days of fishing. And I personally know of half a dozen of our local sport fishing boats that were loaded onto a big ship that specializes in that. Now think about it. Think about if you took one whole side of the dock at Pirates Cove Marina and put it on the back of a ship. That's about what it looks like. And off they go. The captains help and the crew help get the boat loaded, make sure everything's the way it needs to be. Then all the systems are turned off and the ship leaves, and they'll call you when it's over in the Pacific, and you fly in and go get your boat back. So pretty neat. It's the way they do things now. Money is no object, I guess. And actually, that's probably a more efficient way of moving a boat to the Pacific, or they wouldn't be doing it. So that's our report for today. I hope you had a great day. And don't give up on the fishing. There's still some wading opportunities, and there's still some very good surf fishing opportunities. Stop in and see your local tackle shops. Stop in the Red Drum. They're in the epicenter right now, right in Buxton, right across from Cape Point, and they'll get you squared away with what's still biting and what you can fish for. Anyway, thank you for tuning in and finding us again today. I hope you have a great day, and the Lord blesses you richly.